The global markets have whipsawed significantly since the start of the Iran war. The threat of escalation and also a brief period of deal negotiations news have resulted in wild gyrations in financial markets. In this next report, we decode a clear pattern of huge bets resulting in the wild swings to the tune of $2 to $3 trillion in terms of market valuation just before the key geopolitical announcements. Take a look at this report.
As you know, we attacked.
And we can bomb the hell out of them. We can knock them out.
There is a clear pattern in President Trump's ultimatums followed by an extension to that threat.
Please keep bombing. Do it.
The strike warnings come just ahead of the weekend, and in the first few sessions of the following week, there is an extension announcement. The timing of certain high-profits trades just before those key announcements have raised insider knowledge questions. The latest being the Tuesday 8 p.m. Eastern Time deadline set for Iran to open Hormuz, or face the wrath of American strikes on civilian infrastructure. The market theme of a sharp sell-off, followed by rapid gains, played out again with the ceasefire deal just before the deadline. From April 3rd though to April 8th, stock markets crashed and oil prices surged as the US president escalated his threat. After having surged over 15% to above $110 per barrel before Tuesday's deadline, Brent crude crashed over 20% to about $91 a barrel almost immediately after the temporary deal. US crude plunged nearly $20 to around $95 per barrel. Wall Street stocks erased over 1% losses to surge over 2% post the announcement. The dollar fell over 1% against the euro as safe haven demand saw some momentum loss. Bitcoin gained to a 3-week high, rising over 4% to above $72,000. The sell-off, followed by a market surge, showed a nearly $2 trillion swing. This is not a one-off incident. A similar trend was seen between March 20th and 25th. On March 20th, Trump threatened a 48-hour ultimatum for Iran to open the Hormuz or face attacks on power plants. On March 23rd, the president postponed the deadline by 5 days, citing progress in negotiations with Tehran. And on March 26th, Trump delayed the attacks by another 10 days to the latest deadline. The market swings were wild following those ultimatums and negotiations. On March 24th, at 7:04 a.m. Eastern Time, Trump said the US and Iran have had productive discussions to end the Iran war. By 7:10 a.m. Eastern Time, the S&P 500 surged 240 points, adding $2 trillion in market value. 27 minutes later, Iran completely denied Trump's claims. By 8 a.m. Eastern Time, the S&P 500 had fallen 120 points, erasing $1 trillion in market cap. That's a $3 trillion swing in market cap in just 56 minutes. Separately, a Financial Times report showed that huge bets were placed 15 minutes prior to Trump's post about a potential peace deal on March 24th. While officials denied any wrongdoing, those trades generated over $100 million worth of profit in about 20 minutes. Reports also found that newly created polymarket accounts made several high-profit, well-timed bets on US geopolitical actions. Those wagers came just before they were publicly announced by Trump. Iran ceasefire bets are not the first instance of such trades on polymarket. Trades placed bets just before the US struck Iran on February 28th. Earlier in the year, one account created on polymarket placed bets of the removal of Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro just hours before Trump's announcement. The newly created polymarket accounts have often displayed exclusive behavior. Experts and politicians have raised concerns that these trades belong to insiders with connections to top policymakers. Senator Chris Murphy has called for investigations into war profiteering. Reports also noted that Donald Trump Jr. sits on the advisory board of Polymarket's parent company. Since the Iran war began, such a reversal in oil and stocks has almost sent gold prices higher. But gold and silver were little changed, trading near mid-December levels. That clearly shows a flawed trading pattern, diverging away from market fundamentals with no clear answers. Business Bureau WION World is One.